you mentioned there immigration, and for your leadership to, get yourself together, get yourself out of the doldrums in the polls, which have been very serious over the last 18 months. You need people to have faith in you, don't you?
Yes, of course.
And you promised people that you would smash the gangs. Now, the numbers of small boat crossings actually has started going up again. The number of people being housed in asylum hotels, which you've condemned as a terrible idea for everybody concerned, for those asylum seekers and the communities involved, the numbers have been going up again. You're not remotely succeeding in your mission to smash the gangs, are you? I mean, even you say asylum hotels where your promise is to end them close them by the end of the Parliament. That's 2029. It's another 3 years.
Well, on asylum hotels, at their height there were 400 hotels, and now there are about 197.
But
now, some of that was before we came into power. I acknowledge that, but I think it is important with the hotels to just remind ourselves what the sole cause of the hotels was. The last government didn't process asylum claims. This was an absurd policy. So you had tens of thousands of people that had made their way to Britain, to our country, and they were not being processed. Now, the net result of that is, if they were genuine refugees, they couldn't be advanced. If they had no right to be here, they couldn't be returned. So you had this growing pool of people who had to be accommodated.
And
it is the most absurd policy that could ever have been conceived. Now, the only way in the long run to reduce this is to whack through process those claims and make sure that we make the determination if people shouldn't be here, they're removed. I'm really pleased we've removed 50,000 since we've been in office. These numbers are record numbers for the best part of a decade, and I'm really pleased about that, but there's no alternative. I have said I want to end asylum hotels by the end of this Parliament. Well, that's what our manifesto commitment was. No, I know, and therefore I've said to the system, to the relevant departments, I want to see that brought forward. I want to shorten that. As soon as possible, but no longer the end of Parliament. Bring it forward. I want us to close hotels. I think over coming months you'll see evidence of that, because the frustration of taxpayers that because of a mess left by the last government, we've got tens of thousands of people who are in limbo. They're the taxpayers paying for their accommodation because the last government wouldn't process their claims. But that's not good enough.
But that's interesting.
And we need to, I think, advance on the closure of asylum hotels.
This year?
Where it was, well, I don't want to set a date, Laura, until we're absolutely sure that we can meet that date. What I do want to say is I'm determined we'll close them, and I have pushed the departments to say I want to see that timeline brought forward. I want to see this happening more quickly, and as we turn a corner into 2026, you'll see evidence of that.